By the continuation of chapter acid, base and salt, uh, we have to be continue with the idea of name of an indicator. First you write name of indicator, and then color change, with respect to acid, and color change with respect to base. First we are going to be discuss blue litmus solution. Solution change when it is acidic substance to red. It turns to red, and in base there is no changes, no change in case of base, right? Change in color when acidic substance, its color gonna be changed in red. If you take red litmus solution, again we are getting here no change as we seen in previous example, and there is to change in blue, right? Next we are taking third in row turmeric. In this case we are again observing no change in color, but in case of base it converts into color red. It converts into red, right? Next we are taking methyl orange. You have to just memorize now. Whenever school will open, I am taking you in chemistry lab and show you all possibility what we are discussed in the chapter 1 as well as chapter 2. It is very clear when we are going to be in lab and we are watching all that things is happen in practically, right? So color change in red when it methyl solution we can using methyl orange, right? And in case of base we are observing to yellow color, right? And it's very clear when once we will go and getting this idea inside laboratory. Next is phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein, it is actually colorless, so when you add in acid there is no change in color we can observe, right? But when it is in base it convert as pink color, pink, pink color we will receive, right? So these solution you have to memorize, and when we are once come up in a school, I will get in laboratory what kind of changes, because chemistry is all about how we are going to be deliver the practicals and under the supervision of your chemistry teacher, by which it's too much clear what is the solution, how its indicator is adding and changing its color. So just you wait, now you memorize this solution, and once we will resume the things in laboratory, I will discuss again, I will show you what is the characteristic and how change takes place. Next is very important topic for all of us is dilute acid. Dilute acid. In dilute acid is very clear with the name, contains only a small amount of water. Only a small amount of acid, because it is dilute, right? Only a small amount of acid and large amount of water. Memorize this better, very important. Always we are watching, this is commonly we can use in chemistry, dilute solution. It means that water is excess in comparison to acid, right? So acid is a smaller in quantity, large quantity of water is present, that is called dilute acid. And next is, if someone is asked you concentrated acid, it means you have to understand acid, it indicates that contains large amount of acid and a small amount of water. Just a vice versa the statement of previous, contains only a small amount of water and large amount of acid. You can make your language, it's much better, because chemistry all about the communication, and it is you can present with your just an idea what is the nuclear factor to all of us, what is our sentiments, like we are discussing here concentrated acid, it means contains a small amount of water is less in this, and large amount of acid we are getting, right? This is called concentrated acid. Initial one is dilute acid, in which we had seen like contains only a small amount of acid and large amount of water. So it is just opposite to each other, concentrated and dilute. It's very clear once you read this statement and turn up into your language. Next is chemical properties of acid and base. Chemical properties we are going to be discussing. If anywhere is we are discussing on chemical properties, it means we are talking about the its reaction, what we had seen in previous equation, chemical equation, and chapter reaction chapter. So chemical properties of acid and base, right? We are going to be discussing second format of things. So when acid react with metal, right? Metal, we already studied about the metal. So whenever acid react with metal, it forms salt plus hydrogen. Salt plus hydrogen. Memorize this reaction better. When acid react with metal, it forms salt and hydrogen gas. And we take series of example. Already we had seen when HCl react with zinc, it will form zinc chloride as a salt, ZnCl2, plus hydrogen gas will form, right? So again you have to balance the equation, so you can multiply the factor 2 with hydrochloric acid. We are getting our perfect chemical balanced equation. Next we are looking for nitric acid, which is HNO3. Nitric acid react with zinc, it will provide us ZnNO3 or twice plus hydrogen, ZnNO3 twice plus hydrogen. Again you have to be balanced because two nitrogen ion present on the product side, so we multiply the factor 2, by which now it become a balanced chemical equation on left hand side as well as right hand side. Next we are moving with the idea of sulfuric acid, H2SO4. When react with zinc, it provides us ZnSO4 zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas. Our number of atom is balanced in both the side, so we don't require more correction is, and we don't add any coefficient in this reaction because number of balanced, what we studied in previous chapter all about the balanced equation. And last we are discussing on the idea of organic acid, which is already we discussed. Whenever we are getting like carbon compounds containing carbon, which is we are watching here acetic acid is react with zinc, it provides us CS3COO twice and zinc plus hydrogen gas. So simply what we are watching, this is also a portion of salt and hydrogen gas is liberated. Apart from that, we have to balance the equation, so we multiply the factor 2. Now it completely balanced equation. Perfect. Then we have to be one more testing idea we will do, because in everywhere we are homogeneously think about the hydrogen gas releasing, every reaction released hydrogen gas. What I was observed, when acid react with metal, it forms salt and hydrogen. So for the hydrogen we are looking some testing idea. That is first test we are going to be discuss is called pop test, POPTEST, right? In pop test what we are doing, when I burn a candle, okay, we take a candle and on it and brought near test tube. We will show you in practical lab. It is much clear, but try to understand the concept here. We are taking a test tube and burning a candle brought near to test tube containing hydrogen gas burns with pop sound. This testing conducted for examination the presence of hydrogen gas. What we are observing everywhere, hydrogen gas going to be released. So we are writing here procedure. When we are reaching once, I will show you, because this all chapter is highly practical based analysis. So whenever burning candle is brought near a test tube containing hydrogen gas, it burns with pop sound. Right, I will show you in experiment. This test is conducting for examination. The presence of hydrogen gas, right? So just to take this theoretical portion, we will discuss in lab once again. And next is, whenever we are talking about, next is basic material, basic substance. In next class we will discuss when base react with metal, it again forms salt and hydrogen. So we will discuss by the next class. Thank you.